haven't meditated yet today. Been a bit lazy with it. Just got caught up watching a bit of radio show on the identity of the Southport guy. I put off doing things that like would be probably good for me to do. Like, I run out of food. I'm best off going to the supermarket early. But I put it off because I get anxious about going to the supermarket. Then in ultimate reality, the supermarket doesn't exist. It's still just this experience. It's just moment to moment experience, but mind just jumps to so many different things so quickly, like all the time. It goes so quick, and not in a way that sometimes it can be helpful, but a lot of the time at the moment it's just bam, 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 bam. It just runs. And then I feel so tense in the body that it's hard to start meditating, but I know that once I start, I feel better. But then I get resentful. I feel like, oh, why do I have to be such a difficult starting point? Like, other people are suffering less than me and they've never even meditated. They've just naturally got a brain that works different, that allows them just to get on and enjoy life. And I feel like I'm stuck and I can't. Maybe it's perspective. Slept for 4 hours and then I slept for another 4 hours. I don't know if that's too much sleep. Kind of felt good when I woke up. But I haven't eaten yet today. I've had lemon water and I've had my medication. I tend not to have an appetite for a while after I get out. I kind of like to go to the toilet and then let my stomach kind of do its thing, like whatever, just leave it be for a bit. Kind of feels better that way, just leave it empty for a while. And then what happens is then I get really hungry and then I can't think what I'm doing. My brain kind of, like, if I get too hungry, then it's like, oh crap, I'm too hungry to even go to the supermarket, I need to eat now. I think it's a bit ADHD, just no concept of time. Like, I can be in the shower and it can feel like not even long, and like I come out and it's like an hour's gone. I'm like, what the fuck? Or like like, there's been times where it's been like an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. Like, just, or I've go to the toilet and it feels like 5 minutes, and then people would say, "Oh, you're like the 20 minutes." And then there's been times like recently where I go supermarket and I feel like I was there a really long time, and then my wife says to me, "God, you were really quick," and she wasn't. I could tell like she wasn't being sarcastic, and I looked at the clock and I was like, "Oh yeah." Like, she normally tells me like if I'm ages. She's like, "Why are you taking like an hour to make fried eggs or whatever?" So she'll tell me if I'm taking long. So it's weird. It's like, well, my time concept of time is like the wrong way around. It's like things that take a long time, things that feel a long time are short, and then feels that things that like a long time feel short. Well, you know what I mean? Or do you? Yeah. So that's that. And I'm diagnosed with autism according to an online test. It's weird because I told my dad to get diagnosed. Like, I said for him, and he did get diagnosed, paid privately to get it diagnosed. After many years of nagging him to do it, he did it. And then I'm looking and thinking, fuck, have I got it? But then like my therapist said, like, you're very neurotypical. Like, suggesting like the opposite, like not at all on the not at all spectrumy. But then I think maybe I've been masking the whole time with him, because I never felt like I was being myself in our sessions. I always felt like I was trying to impress him, like trying to be someone, which is just such a pointless thing to do. Like, what the hell? Like, it completely defeats the purpose. I feel like we weren't really. That's why I ended my sessions with him. And then I went to have an EMDR therapist who never said that I'm autistic, but he knew I was like really wounded, and he knew that I needed someone really experienced. Most people, like, he was like, I've tuned into you, and I was like, I could tell that he just understood every movement, every eye, like he just got completely, like, could read my mood exactly every moment. He knew what was happening, and it was just like a bit of relief, because oh, okay, I don't need to fight to explain. Yeah. And then our sessions ended, and I think part of it was that he did say to me that, like, I don't think you need to see me again. And then I was like, I wasn't sure. And then he was like, your mind will let you know if you need to call me or not. And I just went on for a while, and then tapered off the meds, and then a couple of years went by, loads of stress, and then another nervous breakdown, and back to medication, back to meditation, because I sort of let that slide. But he was retiring anyway. This is the thing, he was retiring. So now he's finished. So it's a shame, really, because I think really he's far better than any of the other therapists I've ever seen. His name was Steve from Stafford. Yeah, I mean, he was 79 when I met him. It's like, well, it sounds like we dated or something. It was 79 when I met him, and then he what was it? So that was 2022, around this time actually. So no, I saw him. Yeah. So he's 81. Wow. He worked in like high security psychiatric wards and all sorts of. So he's seen it all. So it's weird with him. I don't even need to talk about abusive parents or anything like that, because he'd just seen it all before. So he was like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about that. Because like knew it was only just harming me to keep talking about it. So at the same time, I think I was pushed a bit too hard. Realistically, with what I was going through at that time, I needed to be in hospital because I was going through severe depression. But there just wasn't the support. And he said to me, I can't offer you anything else, you know. And what can he do? Come and live with me? That was never going to be possible. And I didn't want to go to an NHS psychiatric ward again. I'd been there before, and I never want to go back. And I didn't have the money to go private. I had no contact with my family. This is the way it is. Life is... Most people never get the support they need, I guess. I don't know, most people. There's lots of angry, hurt people out there. Maybe it's just a mirror. I see what I'm looking for because that's within me. Sometimes I feel to myself, I just want this to be finished with, like, not to have to talk about any of this anymore. And I know I don't have to, but it just gets me through just to let it out, because otherwise it's like I walk around and I've got all this unprocessed emotion. And meditation is great, but it doesn't, unless I talk it through, it doesn't solve everything. Like, living in ultimate reality, noting everything is great if you can do it, but then certain things just need to be talked through to be able to understand and process and reflect on. Otherwise, in meditation, you're taught not to make anything more of it. You just note remembering is remembering, but then it's not always easy to understand social dynamics if you don't put voice to the feelings as well and understand the roots of them. So I think, maybe it's like what I said before, a combination is necessary. Like what I said before about my personal triple gem, which is meditation, medication, and my own form of self-psychotherapy that's free, which is important because I only get £318 every 2 weeks, so I think it's around that, yeah, 2 weeks. And yeah, actually that's something that was given, I was anxious about today, because Octopus Energy are asking for like 130 something a month, and the direct debit is only set for 60 a month. And if I set it to 130 a month, I'm just going to be left with less. But I may as well just do it. I mean, I've tried to not do it and avoid it, but it's just bringing me more anxiety not to do it. Because then it puts me in a position where I have to ask for family and then get tangled up with them. You know, I was thinking of applying. I did apply for PIP, and the woman on the phone was awful, and she just gave me a 0 for everything. Kind of, I wasn't on medication at the time, and she seemed to find that funny. It's like, oh, tell me about medication. Oh, you're not on medication, are you? Ah. So I realised with PIP, like, you can't trust them at all. You have to record the conversation and maybe even tell them, say, look, I'm just letting you know I'm recording this because I don't trust how this is carried out. I've had many times where lies have been told after I've given a report, so I'm just letting you know I am recording it. Maybe that's the best thing to do. I need a separate device though to do that. I used to have an iPad years ago. I didn't hold on to it. Should have kept that, but it's a horrible thing I've have to do. I've never really, it's always felt very unpleasant to record anyone against their wishes, which is why I don't like those videos I took, really. I've kept them on there as a record of my life and my behaviour and how other people behave, but I'm not proud of it, really. I'd rather just be someone who just minds their own business, really, doesn't bother people, they don't bother me. But with some people, you can't trust them. They are there to make, they are like acting as a barrier to make sure you don't get the money that you're entitled to. They're not your friends. It's a harsh world, it feels sometimes, cruel world, and it's not always easy to protect yourself. Why do I always say yourself? I kind of externalize it. I suppose my sense of self does come from without. I'm not always able to protect myself. But maybe I'm getting better at it. I mean, I stood up for myself with the GP. I had like this GP phoned up for the mental health assessment, and he was just, oh my God, asking if the trainee can listen in. He was really patronising. Just idiot. Completely out of his depth with anything mental health related, and thought he knew what he was talking about. He didn't. I'm not claiming that I'm someone who always knows what I'm talking about, but I admit it, I'm not. I'm still learning. I'll always be learning. It's a lifelong practice. These people that are in like GP surgery, whatever. Thinking better just go supermarket now. Oh, is it Friday? Yeah, definitely gonna go today because I'm not going on the weekend. Fuck that. I'm not going Saturday or Sunday when it's busy. Friday about now, probably no one there. So if I get going before the rush. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. I feel the rush. What was her name? My body aching, baby. What's her name? Troye Sivan or something. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. I've often wondered what it would like being gay. Sometimes I thought I was gay. I think for a while I wanted to be gay. I thought I was just afraid of getting hurt by women emotionally. And that did happen many times. Mainly by my mother. But then many other women as well. And almost, it's like a learned helplessness, like a learned fear. And I'm still learning to trust. Like, I'm a married man with 3 kids. I've got this amazing wife that's always there for me. She wanted us to buy a house together. We've just always had this lurking in the background, this fear, this insecurity that someone has an agenda, because that's always been the case. My mother has always had an agenda. But my wife, does she have an agenda? I mean, in the sense that she wants me to be okay. She wants me to be positive about life. She doesn't want me to be depressed. And she wants me to be a good role model for our kids. And she wants us to be able to have enough money and to be able to go on an odd holiday. I mean, what woman wouldn't want that? So there's nothing wrong with that. But any demand on me has felt toxic because of what I've experienced in the past. Even if it's a reasonable demand, a reasonable, let's say, expectation, wish for her life. And I do want to provide that. I wish I could. I mean, maybe I still can. I feel like the one chance I had of doing that, it's gone out the window because of a report, but maybe I can do it. Maybe it's just mind over matter. I don't know. Just get on and do the IT, but it's so bloody boring, a lot of it. Just lose interest. Whereas I was interested in that job, the Brighter Futures job, the being a tenancy support worker. I felt like I'd been where those people have been. I've been in those difficult positions. Maybe not to the degree of being like a homeless drug addict. And that doesn't even sound right to even label someone as that, but like, I have not been, unfortunately, I have not been in that position, but still, like, been in really fucking difficult situations where I feel like I can empathize with these people. I can help them. I understand where they're coming from. But understandably, if they read something which looks pretty bad on paper, they don't understand the whole depth of the situation, and that's that. Question is how long am I going to make myself miserable crying over something that's long gone? I found out that the offer had been withdrawn, I think like September, 2023, so we'll be getting on for a year. And I've done this before. I've like cried, like I've wallowed for years and years. I wish that didn't happen. I wish she didn't. I wish I didn't. Because it's the same thing as what happened with when I broke the music equipment, and I wrestled in my own head, like, I wish I hadn't done that, but at the same time I wish she hadn't responded like that, and it just going through all the scenarios. But ultimately, what was I in control of? All I was in control of my actions, although time it didn't feel like I had any control. And maybe in a sense the argument of free will, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't even know what meditation was there. I had no way of managing my emotions. And I suppose, wished that she had the compassion to understand that. It's like, he can't manage his emotions. He is too broken. He is too traumatized. He can't do it. So have some empathy. And the same could be said for my sister as well. My sister, in the sense that I have a sister who also struggles with her emotions, as far as I understand. And then have an oldest sister who just has the same lack of empathy as my mother, and is just ready to criminalize someone, criminalize their own brother and son. It's like, I threatened to do it. They will be arrested, but I didn't do it. I wanted to scare them. I wanted to make them feel the fear that I felt my whole fucking life. But I was never going to actually do it. I was never going to actually call the police. And I didn't. I considered possibly taking them to court, suing them. And I spoke to a solicitor who was interested, but then I left it. I bailed out. Because I was never comfortable with it. I was never comfortable with punishing my parents for something they did many, many years ago. But it was that the mind games that she continued to play triggered the old memories of the things that had already happened, the things that she'd done. The problems that she'd caused with her big fucking mouth. Wait. I don't even know. Morning therapy. There's always challenges in life. It's just nice to be able to move on to the next challenge rather than always be stuck on the same challenge, which is never having enough money. I have enough money for me to live a very basic life by myself, yes, but I don't have any money for anything extra. And I know that like people are in an even worse position, but it's like I hardly get to see my wife and kids. I can barely afford to just like go there on the train. And if I'm not working, it's hard for us to live together because it's like 3 young children, and then my wife has to work. And then she doesn't think I can cope 3 kids by myself, and she's probably right. It is hard. It is hard. She would struggle by herself with the 3 of them. And she's more capable than me as a parent, by far. Comes natural to her. She's naturally caring, eternal, loving person. He looks after everyone. She's always had to look after me, and now she's putting the kids first. Just the right thing to do. The right thing for both of us to do. Sometimes I get anxious that she doesn't find me attractive anymore. If you're watching this, I hope you don't mind me saying that. It's just all the stress. You know, it's not like I look great. My health is taking a tumble. And health is part of looking good is looking healthy. I don't feel healthy, so probably don't look that healthy. Well, I don't. So it depends though, and depends on how I feel within. If I feel good within, then I look at myself and I'm like, okay, I look good. If I feel bad within, then it's a reflection, isn't it? It's how you look at things. It's how we feel about ourselves from within, which is most important anyway. Because you can, everyone can look at you and think you're so great and say you're so attractive or whatever, and then you not just within you look at yourself and you still feel ugly. I had people that told me I was good looking when I did look better than now, like healthier anyway. And I still feel ugly. still look at my nose and I don't like part of it. I feel some of it's like thick. My nose is kind of thick over here. I don't like that. The way it healed maybe when it was done. Probably just need a shave and a haircut would help though. But yeah. It's a big chin beady bastard. Let's see if we can get off. If I can get off my arse and go to the supermarket. Get a few bits of food. Yeah. That's the nut room. And the tissue box? Does your daddy go down there? Yeah, everyone in my family does. Shit, that's the nut room. The nut. No. Hey, oh, that's the nut room. That is one of the funniest videos on YouTube. That's absolutely priceless. That's the nut room. What's it, just a chair and a tissue box? Does your daddy go down there? Yeah, everyone in my family does. Hey, oh, that's the nut room. And then someone made like and she knows it's the nut room. Hey, yo, that's the best bit. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Oh. Yeah, that's the nut room. Shit, Michael. Can't you see I'm trying to get some tag for my hang low? What's it all about? What's it all about? What's he on about? What's he on about? What's it all about? What's it all about? Come on her face. Oh. Oh dear. Shit, Michael.